A story with a given first sentence. Let's see what the rubric asks for. You need to write a story for your English teacher, which will begin with the sentence, "Thick snow was falling now, and Anne's brother Jack was still not back." You need to write 100 to 150 words.
Lost in the snow. Thick snow was falling now, and Anne's brother Jack was still not back. Every evening, he went running through the forest. But it was night now. Anne was worried. She decided to look for him. She put on a thick coat and boots and went out on foot. She could hardly see in front of her because it was snowing so hard. Finally, she got to the forest. The trees were tall and frightening, and she didn't want to go in. "Jack!" she shouted. There was no sound. She took a few steps into the dark forest. Her boots sank into the deep white snow. She called again. Nothing. As she was turning away, she heard a weak voice cry, "Help!" It was Jack. He was lying on the snow under a tree. His ankle was hurt, and he could not move. Anne helped Jack back to the house. He was so tired when they got there that he fell asleep on the couch. Anne didn't mind. She was just pleased he was safe.
Let's see how we can write a story with the given first sentence. We need to read the rubric carefully and make sure we include the first sentence exactly as the rubric says. Then, we have to decide if our story will be a first-person narrative, we will tell the story using I, we, or a third-person narrative, we will tell the story using he, she, they. In this rubric, it is a third-person narrative, as we are writing a story about Anne and her brother. When we are writing a story, we begin by setting the scene. To do this, we can imagine looking at a photograph and describing it. We need to say who takes part in the story, where the story takes place, and when the story takes place. We can also write what the weather was like, or what the people were wearing, what they were doing, or how they were feeling. We usually use past tenses to write stories. We use the past simple for the events in the story. We use the past continuous for background information in a story, or for an action going on at a particular moment in the past, and for an action interrupted by another action in the past. We can use time words like first, then, next, after that, finally, etc., to show the order the events happened in our story. We should also remember to use adjectives to make our story more interesting to the reader. Try to avoid simple adjectives like good, bad, nice, etc. So now you are ready to write a story.